Podcasting from San Nicolas, Aruba. This is the Brooklyn Baritone Podcast. Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. As usual, when I'm recording these, it's usually the morning, but whenever you choose to listen to this, the morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, late at night, I always appreciate the likes, the looks, the listens, and of course I'll appreciate the continued support by you hitting the subscribe and notification bell on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. But you know what? Do that if you want to. No pressure. I was thinking of so many things about my past things I've been through, things other people continue to go through. And I thought about never look to overachieve, or even better yet, don't overestimate yourself. It's about overestimating yourself and then overwhelming yourself. When I thought about overestimating myself, I remember one of my first lessons. I was just a wee lad, long ago. And I remember there used to be a company that would, of course, offer you prizes and candy and toys and whatever, Walkmans back in the days if you sell X amount of their products, which is usually candy, stationery, those kind of things. Of course, later on when I know the better value of a dollar, I'm like, I was getting ripped. They were making money hand over fist over unsuspecting children like us, but of course you believe everybody got to make a buck. Anyways, the name of the company, I believe, was Olympia, and I remember when I signed up for it, of course, in the back of a comic book, they said, hey, you want to make extra money? Sign up. Well, anyways, I got the pamphlet and all the brochures and everything, I had the big old booklet to set out and be a young little entrepreneur. So the thing is, when you're that young, and if you're not like around a whole lot of family on the regular, you're very dependent on your resources around you. My resource that I was using really was my mother. I had other family members, but they weren't really too interested. So my mother went to her job, and she was actually pushing that product for me. So when it came to that, I depended on her totally. And then when she did all the work, she did all the selling, she did all the pushing for me. She was my street team. And then I reaped all the benefits. I remember I got a Hulk Hogan beanbag, I had a giant comic book, and there's something else that I got out of her doing all of that stuff. Anyways, fast forward about 2 more times after this when I got it again, my mother was like, wait, listen, I'm doing all this work, and you little boy, you're just reaping all the benefits, and is sitting nice and happy with your hands behind your head with your feet up on a desk. So she decided one day just to go take all the spoils that she justifiably worked for herself. That was one good experience for me, really early in my years, to understand I overestimated myself because, unfortunately, that same mindset still happens today where people, yes, they may legit put themselves in a certain position where I'm the gateway to certain resources and stuff, so I'll make sure I secure myself financially and status-wise, but at the same time, you're doing it on the backs and the necks of other people. So I got taught really early, like, listen, if you're gonna involve people in having you expand your empire or whatever it is that you may need to do or want to do, you make sure you treat them accordingly. You don't just make them do all the work and you reap all the benefits and they get, crumbs or nothing. So you have to be humble. Humility goes a long way. Do not overestimate yourself. It's good to shoot for the stars. It's good to apply yourself. It's good to work hard. Yes, but you have to understand you need to be humble while you're doing it, before you do it, while you're doing it, and after you're doing it. You will not burn bridges. You could build a whole lot more relationships, business-wise or whatever-wise, and you build bridges actually by doing that, and plus it shows you like, listen, I can't do this all myself, which segues into not to overwhelm yourself either. Again, I've had one good chunk in my IT career where I was in a position, in an organization where the work and the demand was non-stop. And after a certain point being there, I understood the scope of what needed to be done, and I wanted to go forth and do it. And the problem with me was that I wanted to do something and some things, implement things, but I wanted to do it the way I wanted to do it because I had a vision and I knew it could happen. But I was overwhelming myself because I wasn't allowing myself to utilize the resources, the people that were more than willing to help me. They had the experience, they had the resources, they had the time, and they also had the will to want to help me get to where I wanted to go. But I had to let them. This happens in marriage too. So you have to understand that takes humility. As much as you want to get the job done, you may want to burn the midnight oil, you're going to burn yourself out. And by you not meeting all those marks in a timely manner, you may be able to meet them, but the time that you may take will take way longer than if you had someone help you. So my thing is, don't overestimate yourself while stepping on the necks and backs of others, and do not overwhelm yourself. Both of these things require humility, so you have to make sure you approach every situation as logically, fairly, and with as much compassion as you possibly can. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Thank you for listening. I want you guys to check out my website, www.brooklynbaritone.com. You can also check out my merchandise there, see if you can see anything that you want to pick out. There's something there for everybody, I guarantee it. You can also catch the rest of my content on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. I am also on LinkedIn under Corey Ashley. You can find me also on Instagram and on Facebook. The audio versions of these podcasts are on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music under Podcast. I also broadcast on local Brooklyn cable television 4 times a week. That's on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. and 2 p.m. on Verizon, RCN, Spectrum, and Optimum. I want you guys to be blessed. I want you guys to walk good. I'm chilling. You can see I'm chilling. I want you guys to chill too. Anyways, be blessed. You will hear from me next week. I'm out.